everyone, I'm Ella and this is my first demonstration for Memory Makers and I'm very excited to be part of their design team. Today I'm using the Art Nouveau Cats collection, which you can purchase from the Memory Makers shop on Etsy UK. All of the cards I'll be making are 8x8 and I will be telling you the size of the base layers as I go along. So the first card I am making is from the set from Perfect Pictures, and I've chosen one of the images and I've cut the base layers to different sizes to fit on the 8x8 card. So the first layer is one of the background papers and it measures 7 by 7 inches, and I'm just going to use some double-sided tape to stick it to the card. And I also like to use glue as well, just for extra strength, because double-sided tape doesn't last as long. So I'm just putting the tape around the edges. Some of the cards I've used some paper from my own stash. You'll see as I go along, I'll explain it to you what I've done. So I'm just peeling the backing off the double-sided tape. I'm going to add some glue along the edges to make it stronger. I've printed the images onto 320 GSM smooth cardstock. So I'm just putting the glue around the edges for a bit of extra strength. So this is the base layer, which is from the paper pack. Lovely image of the cat. So we're just going to layer that on. Try and get it as central as we can. And then the next layer is card from my cardstock, and the mat is approximately, actually I need to just get my ruler because I can't remember what size this one is. So the base layer for this is about 5.5 inches, because this is for the main card. What I'm actually going to do first is I've got some scrap paper here which I've cut out just to make a border along the edge, but it doesn't actually reach all the way across, but that doesn't matter because you can cut it down the middle because it's going to be behind the other layer, and just add some glue. Obviously you can't use double-sided tape because you'd see it. Don't worry if you can see some glue behind it because it will dry clear. I'm actually using Cosmic Shimmer glue. It's in a really handy little bottle and the nozzle has quite a fine point on it. When it comes, the end of it's sealed and you can just cut off as much as you want. So this is just to put the border behind the layer. You can just match the edges up, try and get it so that it looks straight all the way across. So this is the next layer. It's card from my stash. Again, I'm just using tape around the edges. So as you can see, you only need it around the edges really. So just peel the backing off again. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Quite new to video making, but you can tell me if I did a good job or not. It's always a bit tricky to get the backing off double-sided tape. So again, I'm just going to add some glue around the edges. double-sided tape only has a life of about 2 years, so it's best to add glue as well. So I've tried to pick out some colours that go with the cats, so the next layer I will just tell you what size it is. I did do my measurements, but they're for my next lot of cards, so this is approximately 4.5 inches for the next layer. I've just tried to get the papers to match with the cats. Obviously you'll have your own selection of papers in your stash, so if you want to add extra layers you can pick out some papers that you think match the collection. Such a pretty collection and so many options and styles you can make with it. So just quickly peel the backing off again. I'm not sure what tape I'm using, it's from Hobbycraft. Obviously you can get double-sided tape from a lot of places, but I'm just using the Hobbycraft one. So again, just add some glue around the edges, just to make sure it's quite secure, and then just add the next layer. Bit of sparkle in the paper on this one, and then the next layer I've actually used some blue glitter card because I thought with there being a tiny bit of blue behind the cat I thought it would just bring the flowers out a bit. So we're just adding more tape to it. Let me just tell you what size this base layer is. It's about 4 inches. I've actually used some dies from my own stash. They look like they have a torn edge on them, just adds a bit of extra interest to the layers of the cards. So again, we're just layering it up with the tape. Just peel the backing off. If you find it hard to peel the backing off, you can always use a pokey tool if you have one, because that helps to get the tape off, the back of the tape off. So this is the final mat before actually I add the cat onto the top of it. Such a very pretty regal cat. Some absolutely lovely images in this collection. So this is the next layer. And if you use glitter card, it's best to add glue to the back of your image. This is the cat, it's so pretty. As you can see, I just chose some blue because of the flowers, but when you use glitter card it's best to add wet glue because the double-sided tape, unless you're using red liner tape, it doesn't stick as well. So this I cut out again with my dies, and it's approximately 3.5 across. Just finished putting the glue on it, so the tape and then the glue. I haven't actually put a sentiment on the card, but you can obviously choose what occasion you would like the card to be for. It can be for a male or a female and many different occasions. Not sure what I'd use this one for. Maybe a birthday card or a just to let someone know you're thinking of them or something. So this is the final layer, which is the cat, which I'm just going to stick on. And then I have a smaller image that I've cut out, which is the cat's face, and I'm just going to back it on to the paper, a bit of tape. Again with a bit of glue, I'm just going to add it to the inside of the card. Just in the corner on the inside, at there's lots of places you can put a sentiment. I do have some paper sentiment, so I will be choosing one to put on there. So you can just open the card up. Obviously make sure you've got the card the right way up, and I'm just going to stick that on the corner on the inside so I can add a greeting on the inside. And then just for the finishing touch, I'm just going to add a little love heart. I can open the packet. It's very pretty and sparkly, and I just thought it goes really nicely with the blue, so I'm just going to put a dab of glue in the corner. I'm just going to add the heart there, and that's the completed card. Hi everyone, I'm Ella, and I'm doing a demonstration for Memory Makers. Today I'm using the journal card collection from Art Noveau Cats, which can be purchased from the Memory Makers shop on Etsy. And the set I'm using, it comes on a sheet with 4 images, and I've used my cutter to cut them out separately, and I'm going to show you how I am making the cards with them. They're actually journal cards, but I thought they would look really nice as cards, and I'm making 4 8x8 cards, and all the measurements are the same for all of them. So I'll start with the first image, and the base layer is 7.5 inches. And I'm going to stick it to the card with double-sided tape, and then I'm going to add a bit of glue just for extra security, because some people like to keep their cards and it just means that they won't fall apart within the next couple of years. So I've tried to get my backing papers to match colours in the cat images. They're very pretty, and there's a lot you could do with them. I imagine they'll look absolutely amazing as journal cards, something I've yet to try. So let's put the first layer down. The reason I've used 8x8 cards is because I just thought it was nice to see more of the background layers. If I'd used a smaller card, you wouldn't have seen so many layers. So we'll just add some glue around the edges and try and get a bit in the corners, so keep the corners down. For some reason when you cut the card it has to go a certain way, because sometimes even it just doesn't have an even border around it. It's very bizarre. So I've tried to get it as even as I can. So the second layer, I've used some rose gold mirror card out of my collection, and this measures 7.25 inches. So I've gone down slightly with each card in 1/4 inches. So again we'll just add the double-sided tape all the way around the edges. Don't need to put any in the middle, it's fine. The hardest part I think is getting the backing off the double-sided tape, but you can use a pokey tool if it's too hard to get the back of the tape off. Lucky I've got a slight bit of nail I can just about do it with. So the card images are really pretty, and there's quite a few different parts to the pack you can download. There's backing papers, journal cards, card fronts, bookmarks. Bookmarks are lovely, make a nice gift to send with the cards. And there are lots of other lovely packs you can download on the website. So just add in the next layer. Sorry if there's any glare with it being so shiny. So The next layer is 7 inches. So I'll just add the tape again. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Doesn't matter if the tape doesn't go all the way around the edges because the glue helps secure it. I've actually used my cutting machine to cut the layers. Some of them I use dies, but I just use my cutter for this one, my rotary cutter. The guillotine's good as well, but my rotary cutter's got measurements on, so it's a bit easier to use. So just putting glue around the edges again, try and make sure you get some in the corner to stick the edges down. And it doesn't matter which way up this paper goes. Try and get it central again, best we can. And then I've cut a little border out with some paper I had, just so it goes behind the next layer. So a bit of tape again. Don't need to put it all the way around the edges. Just need to make sure it's secure at the ends so it doesn't peel up. Bit more glue. If you do it right at the edge like that, it'll stop it from peeling up. So try and put that along the middle, just for a bit of added interest. Try and get it right up to the edge. And then the next layer is, again, I've used some card out of my stash. With this I find it easier to put the top layer onto it and then add it to the card. So we'll just put some tape on the back of the card image first. I like lots of sparkle and bling on my cards, so I've tried to tone it down a bit because not everyone likes them very fussy. You will need a printer with coloured ink obviously to print the images off, and I find that super smooth card is the best card to use. So we just put some glue onto the base layer. Tried again to match it with the colour of the flowers. And then we'll just add it to the card. You could also make little notelet cards with it. That'd be nice, a little set of 4 notelet cards. I think they're very nice to give to people as birthday cards. Lots of people like cats. So just peeling the back off again. And then we'll just add a bit of glue. Into the corners again so it doesn't come off. And then we'll just add that to the card. I think it looks very pretty. And then you can add whatever sentiment you like, and I'm just going to add a little heart, I think. I've got a little gold heart just in the corner. If you don't have embellishments in the right colour, you can always use alcohol markers to colour them so they're the right colour for your cards. I'm just going to add that there. it goes very nicely. And that's the first one completed out of the set. So the second card I made, I'll just put that one together. This is the second image. I tried to get all of the cards and colours to match again. I find if you're stuck matching stuff, just have a look at images and try and pull some colours out that you think go together. It's taken me a very long time to figure stuff out. I've been card making for about 20 years now. As I imagine a lot of you have that are watching. So we just need to peel the back off. I could have added the tape beforehand, it would have been a lot quicker. So we just need to build the layers up again. Make sure the card opens the right way. And then again, for some reason, even though it's an 8x8 card, sometimes the layer is not even all the way around, which I find extremely strange, but I think I've got it the right way. So the next layer again is rose gold card from my stash, so I'll just add some tape and glue to that. The base layers are exactly the same measurements as the first card. Always gets trickier and trickier as you go along. I'm left with a nice big pile of the backing off the sticky. Someone needs to think of something to do with all the backing of the sticky tape. So we just add the layer again. Try and get it as central as we can. I think that's the wrong way around. Like I said, sometimes for some reason it doesn't match up. So this is some more pretty paper. Again, I've tried to match the colours up. I hope the light's not glaring off the card. It's very bright and shiny. Glue again. Sometimes I just literally put it in the corners. So add it to the card again. And I've used the same patterned paper to make the border to go across. If it's slightly too small, you can also always cut it in the middle, and then have it in two pieces along the edges. Nobody will know because it's hidden behind your layers. Just glue again. Try and go right up to the edges because I don't want it to peel up. Just add it to the middle of the card. Slightly short, but it doesn't really matter. And then I have these lovely images. I'm going to layer the cats from the top to the bottom image because I just find it easier when you have to layer it all up. That's absolutely stunning. It's nice to have the rose gold card. Gives it a bit of something special. Again, you can decide what sentiments that you'd like to add. I do have a book of sentiments and I have looked through it a couple of times, but I still can't decide which ones to put on here, so I'll have a look through them again in a bit and just add a sentiment. So we're going to add the card topper to the base layer, and then I'm going to add this layer to the other piece of card. It's quite autumn looking, this one. Would look very nice as vintage Victorian style cards. Add some flowers, some lace, that would be really nice. So, I've nearly completed the second one. I'll just stick up to this lovely paper. It's got a bit of sparkly dots on it, and I just thought it went really nice with the cats, the pattern behind it. So just stick this together. You don't have to use double-sided tape, you can just use glue if you like, but I like to use both. Just don't add too much glue so you warp your paper. There we go. And just glue around the edges. Now you can just add it to the middle of the card, and again it makes an absolutely lovely card. So that's the second one completed. Again, I'm just going to add a little sparkly heart. I might add an alcohol marker just to slightly change the colour to it. I just think it's nice to have a little bit of sparkle, and then you can just add whatever sentiment you like. That's the second one completed. So for the last two cards I've already put the tape on the back just for a bit of quickness. I've done these two in a slightly different colour. You could try and do them to match the seasons, that would be really nice. So I'll just remind you of the measurements again. The cards are 8 by 8. This layer is 7.5, and this is what I mean. It's really strange that the paper fits on it one way but not another, but the card's square. I just absolutely find that so bizarre. So the next layer, I've actually used gold card this time, and I've prepared the tape because I don't think you want to watch me constantly just putting tape on the back of the card. I'll try and peel it off as quick as I can. I've had this gold card in my stash for probably over 15 years. It's nice to get around to using it. So just using the Cosmic Shimmer glue again. And this layer is 7 1/4. So just make sure it fits. Just stick it down. If the edges look a bit curled up, if you just run your finger or your nail along them, it tends to flatten it. And this is the next layer, which is 7 inches. So I'll try to just go down in the 1/4 inches. You can use dies if you're not very good at using a cutter, cutting like a rotary trimmer or a guillotine. You can get dies if you have a die cutting machine, and then you know that your images are square or rectangular or whatever shape you're doing. So we'll just add this to the base. Slightly off, but it doesn't matter. This is the one, if you don't have a piece of paper, if you really like it and it doesn't go all the way across, as I explained to one of the ones before, if you just cut it in half, and then you can give the illusion that it goes all the way across the back of the card. So I tend to just put it on one side. Try and line it up as best you can so it looks like it's continuous. Just put it along, which edge looks straighter. Put it along both because obviously there's a pattern to it. I think that's the way it goes. So just try and line it up so it looks like it's continuous. And then this layer is 4 inches. I couldn't decide with this one what side of the paper to use. I think they're both quite pretty, but I just thought the pattern went quite well with the border along the middle. So I'll put that on. I should have really put it all together and then layered it up. I'm going to do that with the cat. I'm going to put the cat onto this lovely piece of card. It's just easier to layer it all together and then put it on. I'll do it this way. Hopefully it will work out alright. And then we just have the cat to put on. Oh, I forgot to put tape on the cat. Just do that quickly. I'll just put tape down the 2 sides of this one, and I'll just put glue across the top. And this base layer is 3 1/2 inches. So there we go. And I'm going to add let's see, I'm going to add a blue heart or an iridescent one. I think blue looks nice. So just add a blue heart in the corner just to add a little bit of something. images with the papers in the background. And then we just have one more to do from the collection. And we have a lovely set of 4 cards. This is the final one. Again, all the measurements are the same. Just put it together quickly, and then you'll be able to see the 4 images. And as I said before, they're actually journal cards, but you could use them for all sorts of things. I just thought they made absolutely lovely card toppers. This is craft cards that I'm using. I like using craft cards. I think it makes cards look really nice. So let's see which way this goes. Yeah, that's the right way. And then we have this lovely paper. I'm not sure if it's poppies. So again, that's 7.5. This one's 7.25. Just always remember to check your cards the right way around. That it opens the right way. I better just do that quickly. Yes, I don't want to stick it the wrong way. To the top. You could always make a nice little set of note cards and give them to somebody. That'd be really nice. So this is just this strip to go along the middle. Quite sticky tape. And it doesn't really matter which way it goes because you won't see the middle bit anyway. So if you just try and line it up so it's straight. And then I'm going to assemble the card from the cat down. So the card, this is 3.5 inches with the cat on. I'm sure you all got lots of lovely paper that you can add to the images in your own stash. So if we just add that to the blue. And then again, this paper had 2 absolutely lovely sides to it and it was hard to choose. Just remember that when you're gluing to glitter cards, always use wet glue, don't just use double-sided tape because it won't hold for long. So just add that to the glitter card. I'm sure you can see why I used the blue on this one. Look at those eyes, they're amazing. So this is the final layer. The bottom is 4 inches. And you can probably tell that I'm going to add a blue heart to this one to match the eyes. And again, it's up to you what sentiments you add. It can be for any occasion, you don't even have to add a sentiment. So we'll just put this layer on. And then we'll just add a lovely sparkly heart in the corner. I think I'll add it up here because I don't have to cover that lovely flower. And there you go. 4 completed cards with the toppers, the journal cards from the Art Nouveau Cats. And thank you for watching the video, and I hope you like the cards and you'll give them a go yourself. And don't forget to go to the website if you'd like to download the digital images. You have to pay for them obviously, and again they're called Art Nouveau Cats and it's from Memory Makers. Thank you for watching, bye.